It's counting down now. 2, 1. Corsicana, Texas. We are back in the house. Welcome back to another episode of the Burning Coals podcast. This is episode number 6, and we're doing a Thursday night special on the Burning Coals podcast. So this is where we're able to say what needs to be said. So we cover stimulating the conversations. We also do hot topics, and we do current events as well. I am your host, the one and only, the point guard, Mr. Know-It-All. And I have with me today my all-star crew. Get ready. Put your hands together. Here we go. At power forward, we got the one and only, the first lady of the Burning Coals podcast. We got Educated Queen. At small forward, we got the newcomer, making her debut out of Corsicana, Texas, class 97, Miss Q. At center, we got the big fella. You know him, B-Dub, bougie weirdo. And that shooting guard, he's making his entrance here shortly, but he definitely will be on. And this man don't miss no shots whatsoever. He goes by the name of Gentleman Jamal. So, welcome to a Thursday night special of the Burning Coals podcast. So tonight's topic, we're going to be definitely talking about the Brittany Griner verdict. So we want to make sure that we get this topic in because it's a hot trending topic for tonight's show. But before we start there, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hit the subscription bell on the platforms. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. So we're trying to make it to 100 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure y'all go hit those subscriptions. Go ahead and hit those subscriptions so that way we can go ahead and make that 100, y'all. So Corsicana, we need y'all to represent tonight. So we definitely need you guys to do that. Also, we have available on the comment section, you will see the link in the comment section to hit if you want to call into the show and go live. Hit the link in the comment section. Say the Burning Coals podcast. You can hit that link, and we'll definitely be able to take your phone call. And you can just come in and say hello, how you doing? Ask your questions. Come meet the team. So we definitely looking forward to that as well. So before we get started, B-Dub, tell me how your day went today, my friend.
Oh, man, blessed and highly favored as usual. Same old same. Working on getting this baby room together. It's starting to get real now.
Oh, man, you know what? And it's getting closer and closer and closer, brother. Yes, it is. It's getting closer, man. So how is the wife, is she super excited about it as well?
Oh, yeah. You already know.
Already, okay. Miss Q making your debut.
What's
going on, Miss Q? How was your day today?
My day was kind of busy, but
right. And you know what? Yeah. We are glad to have you, and we're glad that you making your debut and being part of the Burning Coals podcast team. So we appreciate that so much. I remember, when I asked you and when we all talked about having you on the show, it was a unanimous yes. It's like, man, she's gonna definitely come on with. That's just how she is. So, but when we talked to you about, when I asked you about it, and you was like, yeah, I'll be honored to do it. And I was like, man, you know what? I want to, man, just give you a clap and just give you a hug on the phone. I'm like, because we need that type of energy on the show. We need that.
Thank you so much for the invite.
I was so happy and excited about that.
I appreciate that.
Right. Hey, no problem at all. That's what Yeah, that's what we definitely about. Just trying to get a group of people, that's very knowledgeable and also have that type of energy that we definitely need and we're looking for, to provide some good content out here, in the social media world. So we sure appreciate that a whole lot.
Most definitely.
EQ, how? Okay, EQ.
She low.
Okay, well we're gonna go ahead. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into our topic for today. So you know what? We're going to get ready to start talking about it.
Let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So today we got the news about Brittany Griner's verdict. Okay, so we found out that Russia has drawn the first blood, and we are us as Americans, and we sit back and just taking a look at and analyzing everything that's going on with this Brittany Griner's verdict. All on social media, people have been commenting and saying, how they felt about everything, and it seems like the American public right now is in the middle about everything that's going on with the verdict itself. We all had sent a text message out earlier today, and we had went through some, we had a text screen chain message of how our thoughts and opinions about it. And I was like, you know what, let's save it for the show. So I'm going to ask you guys, with the verdict that took place today in the Brittany Griner's case, 9 years. We're talking 9 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 years for a marijuana pen. What are you guys' thoughts about that? We got to talk about it, family. We definitely do. We got to get into the details about that one because we got to talk about this one.
I'm gonna throw it up to the newcomer, and I'm gonna let her get hers out real quick because I'm gonna tell you I got plenty to say.
Miss Q, what you think about it?
Well, I don't like it. I'm just gonna be honest. I really don't. I just think that she's way in Russia. They should have brought her back to the States to sentence her if they wanted to sentence her over a small marijuana pen. Who not smoking marijuana these days? They made it legal. So why would you give this lady 9 years for having a marijuana pen? Bring her back over where she's from. Bring her here. Why would y'all sentence her there? So I'm very upset. Very upset.
Right. And talk and hear you saying what you said, Miss Q. I'm on the side of saying myself, you know what, that was an overkill. And it seemed like it was a political, to me, it seemed like it was a political chess move, okay? And Putin and Russia has drawn the first blood, just like I opened up with saying. They drawn the first blood. And why would, my problem is, like you said, it was just a little thing of marijuana. It wasn't a whole lot of marijuana whatsoever. Not at all. But 9 years, that's to me, that's heavy-handed, and it tells me that it's more than, it's more than just that
pen.
The pen whole thing. It's more to it than that. And we're gonna definitely get into it a whole lot more about that or whatnot. But Booze, you weirdo, what you got, brother? I know you said you got a long laundry list of saying what you got to say there about it.
Yeah, and I'm probably the Lone Ranger on this one. And first of all, let me say this. I agree with what you both said. I think for what she had, what she was caught with, is kind of crazy to even go to court and then get sentenced for 9 years. However, that's their country. She know better. She been playing ball over there since 2014, 2015, I think. She been playing ball over there. she know the rules. You know, marijuana is legal here in the States, yes. But and I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's legal or not. But I'm assuming it's not because she got in trouble for it. So, but she should know that when you come home, when you here, you can do all that. But when you over there, you can't do that. Period. Those are the rules because we expect foreigners to come over here and follow our rules. Why can't we go over there and follow their rules? Even though I do think y'all are both on to something, I think for the amount that she had, I agree that it's kind of petty
Very
what
petty.
they're doing, and there could be some ulterior motives behind it. But again, at the end of the day, they can't charge you if you don't do nothing.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's fair to say. That's fair to say. But then, what do you say about her attorney said that she didn't even know her right. She didn't know her right. They didn't read her rights. So how? I mean, even though she played over there and she was there in their country, you still have to. You know, she may be stuck on what's going on where she's from. So she probably didn't look up guidelines what their policy or something says as far as her not. She can't have her marijuana pen. But according to her attorney said this was for medical reasons. That's what the article I read. That
I heard that same thing.
It was for chronic pain. She had chronic pain, so it's for medical reasons. So
if this was for go ahead.
No, go ahead, EQ. Go ahead.
If this was for medical reasons, and I heard the same thing, Miss Q. If this was for medical reasons, that should have been proven in court. If there was a history of some type of chronic pain or diagnosis of some sort from the doctor, that should have been proven by her attorneys in a court. When you go to a communist country like Russia, you don't just show up and live there and start playing basketball. You do your homework. You do your research because you are a foreigner. You're an outsider. If I'm going to go live in Dubai or Amsterdam or Tanzania, I'm going to study that country before I go because I know there are some do's and don'ts. You know, most of those countries are not democracies like the United States. So it's like B-Dub said, hey, if you don't do anything, you can't give them nothing to charge you with. And in this case, yes, that punishment is steep. That's harsh. That's to me. 9 years. Come on now. I mean, will she serve it? I hope she don't. But you got to know that I personally feel there's some political motivation behind this. But you know, I guess we'll hit on that tonight as well.
Right. So let me. So, but here's what I'm stuck on stuck at with this whole thing. Okay, we're talking 9 years. Okay, and like you said, it is a political motivation behind it. Okay, but what is it? What's the political reason for it? Because from what I've been hearing and what I've been reading about how when it comes to the judicial system in Russia, you know, they are very lenient on your LGBTQ or if you're black or you know, any type of you know agendas like that. I heard they are heavy handed on that type of stuff and whatnot. So, you know, and also, are we talking about the reason why they are heavy handed is because of everything that's going on in America with the sanctions and getting involved with Ukraine? Are they do you guys feel like they're using Brittany as a pawn
yes,
to, you know, to push whatever it is they're trying to push out there? Because that's where I'm at with it, you know, because 9 years for what she did, that's just, to me, that's ludicrous. It's crazy. It don't make any sense at all. You know what I mean?
This is a distraction. This whole case, it's a distraction. You got to also always remember there's something bigger brewing behind the distraction. What that distraction is, we don't know. Could it be a brink of another war? Could it be a fall of a political empire? We don't know. That
Right.
was the whole reason, one of the reasons behind the whole COVID shutdown. There was some things going on behind the scenes that we weren't aware of. A lot of federal arrests being made, a lot of political affiliates and parties being on house arrest. So there's always something going on when they use stuff like this to distract us. So we got to keep our eyes open and look at the bigger picture to see what's going on.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and I would probably agree with that. Most of the time there is an agenda, but it could be that. But I say this: if it is, they probably gonna fail because they got Brittany Griner, not Britney Spears. I don't think Joe Biden cared very much at all. Matter of fact, I can think of plenty of Britneys that are probably more important. Number one, like I said, Britney Spears would probably be more important than Brittany Griner. Brittany Bowe, the speed skater, she won gold medals for the U.S. I'm sure she will be, if it was her in that situation, she'd be home already. Hell, Brittany Daniels, better known as Kelly Pitts, the president of the Sunbeams in the TV show we like to call The Game, would probably been home faster than Brittany Griner. So they if that's they move, I don't think it's gonna work. But I could see that. I could see that being a move because of the sanctions and because of what's going on. Because really, the U.S. really kind of, I don't want to say punk, but kind of little brother Russia with them sanctions because they wasn't able to defeat Ukraine, and then when you put the sanctions in, so when they went back to regroup, then they get sanctions. So now you can't even make that move. So and we know Putin got an ego out of this world.
He does.
I'm sure he's pretty pissed about that. But we got to look at it from an accountability aspect too. I'm gonna mention, one Kobe Dean Bryant, rest his mamba soul. Kobe Bryant lived in Germany, Italy, a couple of different places throughout his childhood for a few years at a time. Kobe spoke 6 different languages, 4 of them fluently. Brittany Griner been playing in Russia for 8 years now? I can't speak a lick of Russian. Even Dennis Rodman, when Dennis Rodman found out that Kim Jong-un was a fan of his, and he went over to North Korea and met with Kim Jong-un, and they got cool and became friends. Dennis Rodman even made the effort to learn a little bit of Korean just so he can have some basic communication. Brittany Griner don't give a damn about Russia. It was just a bag for her. That was for her to make money in the WNBA offseason, and she didn't respect that country. So they looking at her like, we don't respect you either. That's how I feel about it. But it could be definitely an agenda behind it. As far as Russia and the U.S., I can see that being a reason too. If that's the move, I think they made the wrong move because Biden's name he don't seem like he's studying in no way.
Right. Well, I know one thing, like I told you guys earlier, the United States has been put on notice, and we trying to, because the Democrats, I think a lot of this is riding on them as far as like when the polls starting to open up and, right around election time or whatever. So people got their eyes on it, on Joe Biden, on Chucks and Pearls and all that job or whatnot. So people are looking at this and seeing what they're going to do. And if they don't step up, I can see some Democrats saying, you know what? Okay, we gave y'all a chance. We haven't gotten anything, whatsoever. So if the Biden administration want the support of, the black community votes and stuff like that, they're going to have to do something about this. Because if not, like I said, man, it's going to be game over. It's going to be game over. And they have been put on notice today. Definitely game time. But like I said, the Chucks and Pearls and all that whatnot and everything that you did to get these votes, I'm gonna show up and show out now because hey, you already put it out there in the beginning saying if you don't vote for us, you ain't black. Well, guess what? Now it's time to pay the piper. You know what I mean? So let's play. Let's play ball game now. Let's play ball game. But myself and Gentleman Jamal, we had a disagreement because Gentleman Jamal says that Russia does not have all the cards in their hand, the chips in their hand. I'm saying they do. Gentleman Jamal, you gotta tell us about that. Why you feel that USA got to have the bargaining chips? Because I've been holding this one in for all day, brother. So we gotta get into this one.
Okay, so first of all, Russia, their power, they've taken the L since they started this war with Ukraine. Everybody expected this to be a quick war, like Russia's going to come in here, mop them up. This is, big red army, big boogeyman, and Ukraine is giving them all the business, all the smoke. They are not winning. They are not, they taking the L. They're not as powerful as they once appeared, right? Number two, this is college. It's not politics as I call it, it's politics, right? They're going to give her 9 years. She ain't going to do no 9 years. You heard it here first. Mr. Know-It-All, you ain't going to know. You're going to get this one wrong. But what's going to happen is Sleepy Joe and Chucks and Pearls, they know exactly what you were talking. They know you're going to have to do something. They already got this all worked out. He's going to somehow finagle a trade, a prisoner trade is something. Get her out, right? And then he's going to get to check a couple boxes, right? Female box, black box, LGBTQ box. Look what I did. This is how we posture ourselves. And she's going to be used as a political pawn. She's going to come back to the States, make this speech on how the Biden administration did to help them in the polls, because right now they are terrible. They're tanking in the polls. So they're going to use this as a way of helping themselves out. And she will not do 9 years. You heard it here first. Russia has no power. Every day they fight this war, they're losing money. They've already frozen assets and people are cutting out all these trade sanctions. They can't afford this with no message than it is. They got to be worried about Ukraine. Brittany Griner is this much of what you got to worry about over there in Russia. And this is a perfect opportunity for y'all's Uncle Joe and for Mammy Harris to take a stance and do something that they can say, look, we did. Black people thank us at the polls. And that's where I'm gonna land my plane.
Okay, well, I'm gonna pick it up. I gotta pick it up and fly. I gotta pick up and fly with that one, gentleman Jamal. And yeah, you know what? And I respect that, and I appreciate you, for sharing that information there. But number one thing is, and the reason why I say that, Russia has the bargaining chips right now, because number one, you already said Sleepy Joe, and Chucks and Pearls. They ain't no threat whatsoever. Matter of fact, they just did a video last month where Sleepy Joe had an accident on a bicycle. He fell over on a bike. So, United States have been dropping the ball ever since. You know what I mean? So that's number one. But then number two thing is this, okay? Russia was sanctioned not to go over to Ukraine and fight that, mess with those folks, even start that battle up over there. And they said, you know what? You can't tell us what to do. Screw your sanctions. We're going to go over here and have this war anyway. And whatever, and whoever wants some of it, United States, you guys want some of it, you can come and get it as well. We're finna come and deal with it anyway. Now, but here's the thing. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why they get their behinds whooped over there. Because when your back is against the wall, these Ukrainians, these are some very prideful, people would not. They just not gonna just lay down because you Russia. They don't care nothing about that at all. You know what I mean? Right. So they saying, you know what, we fighting against mighty mother Russia here, but we ain't finna just lay down. We finna go ahead and even if we gotta lay our lives down, we bring everything and the kitchen sink to defend our country, and that's exactly what they're doing. But I believe that Putin, he underestimated the Ukrainians, because, like you said earlier, gentleman Jamal, he was very arrogant. He was very prideful. All that got in the way, and that is the reason why he's in the position that he's in right now. Because nobody would, when this whole thing first kicked off and started off, Russia is like number 3 as far as like one of the biggest militaries in the world. And we all thought that Russia would just easily just go over there and take. Everybody did. That war was going. That war, we felt like that war was going to be over with just like that. So none of us thought or knew that this was going to go on this long. Okay, but then another reason why I feel like Russia has the bargaining chips as far as like with Brittany Griner, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane as well. I got something. I'm a seller. Okay, you a buyer. All right. You want what I have. I don't want what you have. You want what I have. Okay. So why, I feel that since I have what you want, I can put the price up high or I can put it down low. But you want what I have. You want Brittany Griner. So you want Brittany Griner, you got to show me how bad you want her, And that's the reason why I say, I feel that, the bargaining chips are in Russia's hand as far as like with the whole Brittany Griner thing, because they can care less about Putin and Chucks and Pearls, their election. Whatnot. Matter of fact, they might be ready to be the straw to break the camel back without even submitting to or agreeing to release her, because they just want to they don't want to see a Republican or possibly Donald Trump getting that office, brother. Because if Donald Trump or somebody getting that office, another Republican, it's game over for them. They know for a fact it's pretty much over with on that. That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna land my plane right there.
Would have been done got her out of here.
You say that again?
Trump would have been done got Brittany out of there. Trump would have even got every black celebrity out of jail all across the country, across the world.
Yeah,
like that. So, you may have what I want, but if I have the biggest, strongest military, I'm the most richest nation. I don't care what you got. If I want it bad enough, I will get it.
Right.
And Sleepy Joe and them are just going to use this as a pawn. Everyone knows, understands the failure of the Democratic Party at this point. So it's not about Joe or Chucks and Pearls at this moment, but they still control the most powerful military or the richest nation in the world. And it's not about them. It's about them using Brittany and this whole situation to help them, because they suck in the polls and they suck since they've taken office. Let's just be a buck and I'm a land. Right.
I agree with that. I agree with that as well, Jim and Jamal. They are using Brittany as a pawn in this whole thing. And we'll definitely see how everything is going to unfold with them. And me personally, I would love to see Brittany come home, and I would love for her to be back in the States, and hopefully, she learned a lesson behind all this. Say it again.
By Christmas.
You saying by Christmas that she's gonna be back home? Ooh, man. Would you bet your house on that?
Would I bet my house on it?
Yeah, would you bet your house on that?
Somebody come.
I wouldn't bet my house on that. Man, listen, the way the president's been running this country now, you see the price of gas sky high, and the food, the grocery stores empty with food, and the big inflation, and we're talking about on the brink of a recession. I mean, come on. What are you saying, B-Dub? I'm sorry.
Let me tell you something. Hey, let me tell you something, Mr. Know-It-All. Anybody that will bet anything on the U.S. government is planning for failure. That's a bet you ain't never supposed to take.
Right.
We could be hopeful as we want to, and we could wish that they do certain things the way they're supposed to do it. But if you bet on it, yeah, you planning for failure. But my thing is this, and I feel Russia, if that's the case, I still don't think. I think Russia just don't give a damn about Brittany Griner because they just don't care. But if that is the case, and they trying to use her as a bargaining chip, they got a Toyota, but they trying to tell you that they got a Bugatti, and they trying to sell you a Bugatti when they really got a Toyota. Because she not valuable. It's not like they got LeBron James over there or somebody that people actually care about. Because even the alphabet, where is the uproar? Why aren't they hopping planes flying over to Russia and protesting? Where the flags at? I ain't seen none of that. All I see
Right.
is just regular news updates. Okay, here's what's going on, Brittany. Here's what's going on. I ain't heard nothing about no protests. Why are they not having a million person adjective noun march at the White House to say, hey, bring her home? You ain't seen none of that. So clearly, she's not as important as people think she is, or at least as Russia thinks she is.
Right. And you know what, B Dub, that was gonna be my next segment. Because I was gonna ask the same thing. Like, where is the whole acronym people? Where everybody at? Where are you? The Black Lives Matter. Where are the feminist women at talking about you don't need no man? Where are the alphabet people at? Where are all these people at? Where all these people that got the agenda? Where are they hiding? Are they just wait? What's going on? Because
she just got sentenced today. Y'all gotta give them a chance. She just got sentenced today. You gotta give the people a chance to do what they do. You see what I'm saying? She just got sentenced. So let's see what. Now she got. All we can do is sit back and see what's gonna happen from here.
Right. Okay. I agree with that. So let me ask you this, Miss Q. Since you said you want to, give us some time or whatnot, how much time do they need to set up shop and get ready to go out and protest and do things like that? How much time you want that we got to give them?
Well, look, I'm just saying.
They didn't had enough time, ain't they?
Man, hey, man, listen.
They should have been sentenced. No, they should have been reinstating her since she got locked up.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I want to. Hey. I want the scene look like. Hey, I wanted to look like Joe Clark when I was in the prison, looking down and see all the students out there. That's how I wanted to look out there when I'm locked up. You know what I mean? I want to see free Joe Clark. You know what I mean? I want to see that when I'm locked up in there. That's what I want to see. Yeah, don't wait till I get sentenced and all that, and then I'm in there for another 2-3 months. No, I need y'all come and do somebody now.
But here's the thing. In the States knew that Russia was going to be that harsh on her. Nobody knew. Right. They thought it was going to be a slap on the wrist. They didn't. We didn't know. We didn't know what they was going to get at, girl. We don't know. We didn't know. But I'm telling you, I have people. If they've already gonna be making some moves. It's even the celebrities are talking about it now. Did y'all see the little video? Little Boosie, he hot. He mad about it. He's hot.
Yep.
So
I saw that.
Just give the people some time. I truly believe they gonna do what they have to do to get that girl home. She gonna be home. She coming home.
She coming.
Right.
Hey, let me ask y'all this, gentleman Jamal. So y'all said she gonna be home, but if they do it too soon, it's gonna backfire. Remember, we still got 2 more years before we vote. So if it was me, if I was Biden and that was gonna be my play, I'm gonna let her sit it out for about at least a year until we really get into the campaigning season. And then I'm gonna try to do something because that could be my wild card to get the pronoun vote. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she's gonna be home by Christmas if that's the move.
Before Christmas.
Midterms.
Ooh, man. Say it again, Jamal.
They got to deal with midterms.
True. That's true.
If you leave it too long, you still gonna look like idiots. So
that's right.
So they don't want to leave up no 2 more years, something like that.
That's right.
They gonna get swept. If they gonna have to make some moves pretty quick because they looking like trash.
Right. Hey, listen. Before we get to the next segment, whatnot. Let me go ahead and read these comments, okay? Andre says, "I don't feel sorry for her, not one bit. This is the Lord punishing her. He trying to wake her up. And Brooklyn Betty says, I don't think it's even about status. I think it only because she is tied to the U.S. Barbara Sims says, hello, Bernie Cole's family. And then she says, it's all set up. Something is major going on behind the scenes. And Monique Smith says she agreed, Miss Sims. Monique Smith, thank you for joining the show. And Brooklyn Betty says protesting is not going to have no effect on Russia. And then Barbara Sims says it's not even about Brittany. She's a scapegoat.
Thank you.
Right. Here's what we go. If you want to join the show live, you can definitely contact the show. The link is on is in the comment section at the top. Moderator, could you put the link back up in the chat, the comment section again? But it's on the Brandon Coles podcast. You'll see the link to actually if you want to call in. Okay, so let me ask you guys this. All right, somebody just brought up a point saying talking about the government as far as like they gotta make. I think it was you, Gentleman Jamal. You said something about the government have to make moves like right away. Are we talking about like at this particular moment right now? Or are we talking about because this is midterms? Are we talking about right around October, November-ish? What are we talking about here?
As B-Dub pointed out, timing is everything because you don't want to move it, too soon or too late. But they sucking so bad. They're gonna have to they can't wait till the next presidential election or whatever. They're gonna do something before then because by that time you'd have left her in there way too long for it to be like, well, you did a favor. No, you left in there too long. She's here into the next presidential. But they need to get through midterm because that can be a whole nother shift that will determine what's going to happen in the major election or whatever. So no, they don't have time to sit around and kick their feet. They're gonna have to make a move and make it soon at the same time. And that's why I say it's going to happen. This is almost perfect timing. Even if they let us sit here until right around November, a couple months, they start like we did this and did that and Mason. Something's going to happen. Either way, she's definitely going to do 9. I guarantee she will not do 9 years over there. Now, whether she does, I don't think she's going to do 2 years. But it ain't about her though. People think it's nothing to do with her. This is a perfect opportunity for sinking ship to do anything to kind of slow it down or right the ship. That's all this is about. This ain't about great. It's not about her. She is a pawn in the political game. And Russia does not have any power. Yes, they have her in custody, but they got their hands full with this small country. You can't scare anybody right now. You can't handle them. How you gonna handle a superpower? And you can't handle them in your own backyard. So no, Russia is not threatening and scaring nobody over here. If you're talking about militarily, and their money is dropping because they got so many sanctions, all the oligarchs, the assets are frozen. No, they're looking majorly weak. Saying about them. This is about politics, and Brittany is just a pawn.
Gentleman Jamal, I agree 100% with that last point, which is why I feel like it's not about the U.S. because you're 100% right. Russia got too much going on right now. Like they literally got a busted pipe in they ceiling, and you talking to them about the flowers that's going dead in the garden. Like that is not important right now. I got to deal with this leak in my house. So I think now. I do think they being petty. And just kind of throwing it in the U.S. face. Like, look, we got one of y'all all-star people, and look what we doing. But I don't think it's really politically motivated. I just think Brittany Griner is not what she thought she was in Russia. As she's not as important as she thought she was in Russia. And so far, unless something happens soon, like you said, unless they do something soon, it's looking like she ain't that important in America either.
Right.
All your horses.
Sniggling out here. What's up?
EQ. You know what will help if you because you got 3 screens up. just go out of two of them. If you just click completely out of two of them, X out of them, and you'll just be on one screen. That's probably why your connection is kind of lagging there. Right. Yeah. So whatever screens that you have available that you got open, if you close those, it might work out a little better for you.
Okay, I closed.
Because we definitely want to hear your thoughts on here. Say it again.
I closed my laptop, so.
Well, I mean, you have to log out. You got to log out both of them. Whatever you in, you got to log out both of them.
I did.
Apparently, you didn't.
Oh,
Like she just said, I'm gonna just say one thing.
You so messy.
Go ahead.
Go on about your life.
Go ahead, General Jamal.
All right, am I out now?
No, you still on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No,
go ahead.
You are right. It's not about politics. I'm just saying this is the Biden administration's opportunity to use it for their political gain. So you're right. What you got to say, Miss Q? You down there like you got go on get off.
Man, I don't know. I'm just listening now.
Oh, okay.
I want y'all to hold your horses, cause they coming. U.S. coming. U.S.
coming. Okay. And
U.S. is coming.
And here's the thing, Miss Q. And you know what, Miss Q? You know what? And that's I want them to do something. You know, I don't want to see something so petty as this for her to be punished because of this political agenda that's going on. You know, I don't want to see that for nobody. You know, I don't want nobody to spend a day or two inside no jail, especially in a country far away from your folks. You know,
that's right.
I don't want that at all. So me just put myself in Brittany's shoes right now and seeing what she's going through. Like when I saw the video that she did today when she was behind bars with her attorney and they're speaking this different language that she don't know what they talk. You don't know what they're saying.
That's right.
And you have to depend on your attorney that you have that's going to represent you. You have to depend on that person to translate and then translate what they're saying back to you. You know, and I'm saying to myself, man, that is very, very terrifying. It's terrifying.
That's right. And they did say that when they first busted her at the airport, when the people the Russians was talking to her, she was trying to explain to them. She couldn't understand what they were saying. She the policemen or whatever, the Russians, they weren't even telling them what she was saying, what was going on, because she couldn't understand. And so she was trying to tell them, but they missed had miscommunication and didn't even give the girl a chance. So, like I said, I hope U.S. stand up and do what they got to do. Even though she committed that crime, it still doesn't justify why Russia would give this woman 9 years. It still doesn't justify. Like, I mean, everybody committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why they would just give this lady 9 years with that. And you're not even understanding what these people are saying to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know. I just want U.S. to stand up. So all we can do is just sit back and see if U.S. gonna do what they gotta do what they're supposed to do. Let me say that.
And speaking of USA, okay, so let me put this nugget out there. Was Brittany a part of the Team USA team in the Olympics? Was she there?
Yes,
on the
for
women's
2
team.
years.
I believe she may have. I think she was on that team.
Yeah.
2 years.
Right. So she played on the U.S. Olympics team. So you would think that she's she's Olympian, and with everything she's done in basketball from the collegiate level to the pros, and then also being an Olympic and also playing overseas as well. With that type of what do you call it? With that type of portfolio of hers, you would think that 9 years. They say, you know what, man. That's not right. You know, I mean, this person is not. She's not a criminal. You know, she's not. You know, she's representing her country and so on and so forth. Whatever. You would think that they would take a look at that because the 9 years, man, that don't equate to something. That don't equate to everything they doing to her. 9 years, no way.
Yeah,
I just
but
don't.
Mr.
I
Know-it-all,
don't. Go ahead.
but Mr. Know-it-all, so here's the thing though, you're completely right. Because if you read, because I remember Brittany Griner's from Houston. She played ball at Waco, so I've been familiar with her career since back she was at Baylor. And if you read her stats, she is a bona fide all-star in women's basketball.
Right.
Period, hands down. But it all boils down to character, like the example I gave earlier with Kobe Bryant and Dennis Rodman. See, she done won championships for Russia. She's been the leading scorer. She done won all these accolades, not just here in the States for the WNBA and on the collegiate level, overseas in Russia. She's won championships for them. For 8 years, she's been playing for them and can't speak a lick of Russian. Like there's something to be said for that. That's a character thing there, because that tells me that you really don't give a damn about us over here. If I was Russia, I would. That's how I would feel. So I mean, I understand it, and let me be 100% clear. I wouldn't want nobody to go through what she went through, but it is what it is, right? And she got to take some accountability for that, because it's not their fault that you don't speak the language. You had 8 years to learn it, even on a basic level. Or pull out your phone. You can do Google Translate to at least try to understand something of what they were saying. But I feel like she thought, I'm Brittany Griner, I'm good, ain't nobody gonna, and Russia said, no, you're not it over here like that. Because you don't respect us like that, so we don't respect you like that. Because imagine, she was catching a flight. She had a marijuana pen. Let's be clear. We're not talking about ounces and ounces or pounds of weed or amphetamine. We're talking about one simple little marijuana pen. So if she even spoke enough of the language, I'm pretty sure she could have finessed the guards to like, hey, listen, I'm Brittany Griner. Okay, cool, I understand. This is for this reason, whatever. She probably could have talked her way out of that situation if she knew the language. That she had 8 years to learn, but chose not to learn because it's like, I don't care. This is a check. I come over here, I get my check, I go back home to the U.S. And Russ is like, okay, cool. That's how you feel about it. Hey, keep that same energy. But again, I say it again. I think 9 years, I don't care where you are on the planet, 9 years is way extreme for a marijuana pen. But again, I gotta say it. She should have known the rules. She broke the rules. That's on her.
Right. So go ahead, General Jamal. Go ahead.
I'm gonna inject this one thing because I agree with you saying is what we believe. They don't care what you Americans believe when you come to their backyard. Your feelings and your rules don't apply. Like you telling people, y'all want to go traveling everywhere, cool. But when you go to somebody else's backyard, you're going to play by their rules. And you're going to suffer their consequences. They don't care about the way you feel over here. Y'all don't think they don't give about it. You came to their backyard. You come to their house, you play by their rules. You come to my house, you play by my rules. Right? That's the way it works. We think we can go, because we're Americans, we can go do this and do that. No, they don't care. Now, was it a mistake? Maybe, sure, of course. I'm sure she didn't purposely do it knowing that she would face that kind of. I'm not saying that. And 9 years is way too much. I don't want to get in there. I want to, but when we go and break laws in other countries, we gotta, sometimes we gotta pay that price. And again, I still don't think she's definitely gonna do 9. I hope she get home soon, regardless of all the other politics. That young lady does not need to be in a Russian prison for 9 years.
Right. Well, she said, go ahead, Miss Q.
Okay, so looking at this article, they actually played season in Russia. She was not she wasn't like a steady player for the Russian team. because she played for Phoenix Mercury. And so I just, it's a possible chance that if she only played off season, then she wouldn't know their language. Even if she went 8 years for off season, it's a possible chance that you're only there for how many games in off season? You're not going to learn no Russian language in that amount of time. Or she just didn't take out the time to learn it.
According to Babbel, you can learn a whole new language in 6 weeks. I'm saying, like, I get what you're saying.
So
I get it. I get it.
Come on now.
Because see, the thing about it is, you got a big heart, and I understand that you feel for the sisterhood. I get it. I understand. But 8 years, even if she only over there for 3 months a year, that's 3 months times 8. That's what, 24 months. So that's 2 years that she had to learn the language.
So let me ask you guys this.
Oh, go ahead.
Let me ask you guys this, okay? We're gonna still stay on the Brittany Griner topic, okay? But let me ask you guys this question here, okay? So she was in the WNBA. Am I correct? Everybody agree with that? She was in the WNBA. All right. So there was an article that came out that some of the WNBA players they felt that this if they would have gotten paid or paid fairly for their, for them playing in the WNBA, that Brittany Griner would not have to be working overseas to make money, to make ends meet, if they would have paid her in the WNBA. How do you guys feel about that? Because me personally, I'm saying to myself, you know what? It seemed like anytime there's something that's as polarizing and as a hot topic like this, that especially because she was part of the WNBA, that you're gonna have a bunch of people that's going to leech on this thing and see if they can try to find any way to get the extra ketchup out of the corner there. And that's why I feel like some of these WNBA players, saying, hey, you know what, this might be the opportunity for us to get a bag here, because she's playing overseas and she's coming back to play here. Now we can find a way to get some money or whatever, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for her going on making extra money, she wouldn't be in the situation she's in right now. How do you guys feel about that one?
I'm gonna say this real quick, real brief. I want everybody to get a bag. I'm all for them sisters getting their money. Please believe me, I want them to get that bag. If we're gonna play the if game, if my sister was born a boy, she'd have been my brother, and I'm a landman.
Now, gentleman Jamal. Now, what in the world?
So I'm gonna say this. First and foremost, I never thought about that, and they should do that. They 100%. This is their opportunity to seize the moment and try to get some more money. And I definitely think they should. I'm all in for it. However, it's gonna be futile. It's not gonna happen. Because I'm gonna tell you why.
Why is that?
Anybody, like, if you understand sports and how athletes get paid, money comes from a few different things. It comes from ticket sales, jersey sales, concessions, and TV deals. Mm-hmm. Nobody's watching the WNBA. And first of all, the more men go to WNBA games than women.
Right. You're right.
Women outnumber men in America. America is more women than it is men. So if women really gave a damn about the WNBA, they would start packing out these stadiums, buying the concessions, buying the jerseys, and then there will be more money there, because then now the networks are going to say, oh, okay, people are interested in this product. I want to show this product. Now you get the TV deals. Now you get more money. The NBA, the WNBA is a tax write-off for the NBA because the NBA loses money every year paying for the WNBA. So all this more pay needs to stop. It just needs to stop. You're not putting a good product out there enough that people want to see it, that people want to pay for it. That's why half the WNBA team that initially started back in the day is gone. I'm mad that even the comments is gone. We was the first ones to 4P right off the rip. And I can't even talk about it no more because they ain't even around no more. So no, we're not gonna get no more. It's not gonna happen.
Right. But and like you said, B-Dub, I can definitely understand that, whenever an opportunity sees itself that, when it comes to making extra money, yeah, people gonna definitely do exactly what they have to do to try to make some extra money. I agree with that. And I also
That's
agree
what
with the
they
fact
should.
that you're saying that you're talking about how the WNBA and the NBA makes the money as well. So I definitely agree with that as well. But with everything that transpired, with Brittany and I hated that she had to even put herself in a position to be actually working two jobs like that, training for however long she's been in the NBA and however long that she was going back and forth flying overseas to make ends meet. I hate all that for her. And like I said, I definitely want her to get her bag and so on and so forth, whatever. But I don't know if I'm a player that I want to make I want to make money off of somebody else's downfall. You know what I mean? That just, that doesn't sit right in my spirit. I think that'll bother me, that she's going through what she's going through. And here it is that we're seizing opportunity to say, hey, let's capitalize on this. One of our sisters, fraternity, because sorority, what would you consider? That's a fraternity, right? Yeah, it's a fraternity when you're being part of the, playing in a basketball league like that. You know, it's when you have one of your one of your fellow co-workers and colleagues, in prison going through what she's going through. The last thing I want to be able to do is, to be banking on talking about me, look at me, and I want this, I want that. Let's make sure we do right by her, get her out, get her situated, get her taken care of. And if we able to, get the bag on, when all that's taken care of, then fine and dandy. But for right now, I just think it's a time and a place that needs to be done for that. That's just how I feel about that one. What do you think, gentleman Jamal?
No, I agree. But you're going to capitalize on moments. That's the way this great country operates. If tragedy happens, somebody's going to make money on it. When do most millionaires and billionaires get their money, make the most money in economic downturn? We are almost, I don't say programmed, but in this country for sure. This is when the money's made. Now somebody else is suffering, somebody else is paying. This is the country that you have. So I'm not knocking them for using this. You hate anybody to get used, but hey, if I get knocked and y'all get a bag off of it, I ain't mad. Just put some on my books, try to get me up out of there. I ain't mad at it. But that's just the way this country operates. We make our biggest. The people that have the money, they make their. If you look at it, they make their most in an economic downturn. That's how millionaires and a lot of them made. And then we're gonna capitalize on something. If I can show something that happened, I didn't force it, but it happened. Let's use this opportunity to now shine light and bring change to it. So I'm not mad at them for doing it. They've done it, and they've done this before. Let's be clear. I'm giving them credit. It's not the first time they said we need this, more, this, more, this. But as B-Dub said, you got to generate more to get more. However that happens. And again, I want everybody to get their bag. I want them to get a bag. If you think you're going to get a LeBron bag, I mean, that's soon. I mean, it takes time, obviously, but you want to generate that kind of money. Now, I'm not saying I hope they do it. I'm all for it, but you can't get blood from a turnip. So generate the money, get the money.
Right. Okay. So let me ask you guys this. Okay. We're gonna change it. We're gonna change it up again. We're gonna still keep it about Brittany Griner because this is, we're definitely trying to put out our information and our thoughts and our opinions about everything that's going on with her. Let me read the comments before I go there. Beatrice says, "Great point." Monique put a smiley face on the comment section, and Beatrice also says, "Playing ball and training is her priority. When would she have time to learn a new language?" Well, you can to answer that question, Beatrice. Yeah, we're not in her shoes on, and we can't, say, when is a good time for her to learn language and so on and so forth and whatnot. So, but me personally, if I was going to another country, I want to learn the bare minimum so that at least I can find a way to kind of, maneuver and get around and
Right.
have a dialogue with some people because anything can definitely happen. But I want to be able to say, my name, who I am, or who are you, or something very similar, something small as that. I'm not saying you got to be an expert.
Country, we'll do everything for you. Did I say that? I think I did.
and no, I answer that question. That's a good question, Beatrice. And I'm gonna tell you, listen, I'm not saying that she should be fluent in 2 days, but we got to be realistic. We talking about an 8-year time period. So even with the practicing, even with the training, because like I said earlier, if you look at her stats, Brittany Griner is a bona fide all-star in women's basketball. So she definitely puts in the work, no doubt. But you cannot convince me that she don't have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day to learn a language over an 8-year time frame. You can't convince me of that.
Right. Absolutely. I agree with that as well. But like I said, just bare minimum. You can be around, playing around somebody's backyard. You better know. You better be able to know something. Be able to say something, because just shaking your head, nodding ain't gonna get it. So I agree with you, that B-Dub. I agree 1,000% there, my friend. So let me ask you guys this one here. All right, how do you all feel about the lawyer telling Brittany to plead guilty on this thing? Because from what my understanding was, and from what I had read, is the attorney was thinking that if you go ahead and plead guilty, this thing can be over with. You won't have to prolong this thing. You don't have to be here longer. You don't have to be here longer than necessary. So she pled guilty to it, and she also said that, look, it was an accident. And she also brought up in her defense as well, saying that she was using for medical reasons, and she and the list goes on her own, because she's an athlete. Athletes, that can be a type of marijuana. They use marijuana to be able to take care of them mentally and whatever they got going on or whatnot. So marijuana is definitely used now. That's the reason why the NFL, they stopped putting those harsh punishment on it as well, because people were doing marijuana, and they rather use marijuana than using some of the painkillers and a whole bunch of other junk poison that they was putting in them, which will definitely cause long-term harm. So back to Brittany Griner. How do you guys feel about the whole, pleading guilty to the charge, which what she was charged with the marijuana in the pen, pleading guilty?
Hindsight is 2020. I ain't gonna be long with this one, because if you plead, typically you expect a lighter sentence, some consideration, lighter sentence, and typically it's a plea bargain. They already let you know the terms of that plea bargain before you let your client accept that, blah, blah, blah. But from what I understand, I could be wrong, she pled and still got the max. That is a terrible, terrible scenario and terrible situation. And if that is how it played out, then you have to her counsel failed her. For an attorney, I allow my client to take a plea deal, I need to know the terms of this deal before we take a plea. You can't tell me the max time is on the table and I take a plea deal. I might as well roll the dice and go to court. If you're going to give me the max anyway, no, a plea deal is if I'm facing 9 and you give me 3, 2, time served. probation. But to say we took a plea deal and still got the max, and we knew that before we took the plea deal, your counsel failed you.
Right, and
Right.
that's
You're
what I was
right.
gonna ask. Like,
You're
this
right.
lawyer is this like her regular lawyer that she's been having, or is this like a Russian court appointed? Because that was my thought exactly. Like, when you plead guilty, you normally plead down. Like, hey, if you go to court and we find you guilty, we're gonna give you 20 years. But if you plead, we'll give you 5. That's normally how it goes. So I was confused by that as well, because it's like, how do you plead guilty and still end up getting the max? So I definitely wouldn't have agreed to that. And I would have, and this is one area where I will look at the NBA or the NBA as the parent company. They should have had her better legal representation. That I will say, they should have had somebody over there legally representing her and putting up the
That's
money
right.
for her. Because this lawyer that she got, I don't know, because I don't understand how you plead and then still get the max. So I was definitely confused on that one.
Right. Well, I tell you one thing. Moving forward, they gonna learn a lesson now. They're gonna have their ducks in a row, because this here has caught the entire professional sports, all the sports, because NFL, they go overseas now and play in different games, and now the NBA been going global, but all even if when they started doing the Olympics, and these different countries going to these other countries, and entertainment, and doing their sports and whatnot, it is definitely going to be totally different when it comes to things like this, and having your own attorneys and legals and stuff like that, lawyers and attorneys. It's going to be set up different whatnot, because you know they're going to look at it like, hey, look, we cannot no longer drop the ball on something like this ever again, because like both you guys said, Jim and Jamal and Bougie Weirdo, with her pleading, with her saying she guilty, you know 9 years, if they maxed her out and she pleaded guilty, I would have just, me personally, I would have said, you know what, man, had I have known this, I would take my chance, just like Jim Jamal said, and roll the dice, and take my chances with everything, whatever. But her attorney, I felt like they dropped the ball. But I just got I got a text message from Monique Smith on the comments. She's saying, no, Beatrice says playing ball and training is a priority when will she have time to learn a new language. So we read that one. But Monique Smith said what I read said that she brought it from the U.S. Why did she have prescription and buy it there? I don't know anything about that she brought it from the U.S. Have you guys heard anything about that?
Great question, Monique. Great question. 'Cause I
Right.
didn't know that. I thought it was something that she had over there. I didn't know she brought it with her. So that's an excellent question. Why didn't she get a prescription filled while she was over there? If it was, you know, so I don't know.
We don't know what.
He had a prescription. Go ahead, Miss Q.
No, go ahead, because you're getting to the point. You saw that she had a prescription for it, right? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Miss Q. You go ahead.
No, I was just piggybacking on Gentleman Jamal. He was saying that she did have a prescription for it. But we don't know what Russia's policy is about filling a prescription. Know what their policy is. So maybe when her doctor prescribed her that, that's just like high blood pressure pills. That's just like any kind of medication that you take in the airport with you. As long as it has your name on it and it is in the right container and it's yours, you can take it anywhere you're traveling to. So why should she been able to carry her and if it was a prescription? But we don't know what guidelines are as to what their policy is as to why she didn't get it filled in Russia. And attorneys are Russian. I just looked it up. Are Russian.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't have done that one.
Right,
That's a great point. I didn't think about that. You're right, Miss Q. You're definitely right. But as far as the lawyer part, yeah, nah. I need somebody I can talk to and communicate with that I know for sure is on my side. But
That's
again, like
right.
I said, in a situation like that, the NBA should have handled that. They should have took care of that. They should have had her
Mm-hmm.
some representation over there.
right. See, I knew her. I from seeing the video today, I knew her attorney was Russian. But I thought that maybe for some reason I don't know why I put it together like this, whatever. But I thought that he was, came from the United States to come over there to represent her. I don't know why I thought it that way, but yeah, but that was an attorney, that was in Russian, that was representing Brittany. And like I said, man, the
It was
whole
a
thing about everything that transpired, it sucked, man. It's horrible. Go ahead, Miss Q. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying it was a lady and a man. Both were her attorneys. So she had a man and a woman as her attorneys.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, but everything that's going on with her, that's very unfortunate. And my thoughts and prayers are definitely with her because in a time like this, you definitely, you want everything to be okay with her. You want her to get home to her family,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you want the very best for her. So that's exactly what we're pushing for, and thoughts and prayers with her. And I pray, just like you said, Miss Q earlier, that the United States step up, fight for her. The people that's protesting, I pray that they fight for her. I pray all the stuff happen for her so that way she can get home to her family and put this behind her.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you guys this last question here, okay? All right. With everything that's going on with Brittany Griner, do you guys believe that her career is over with, or do you guys think she still got some more basketball left to play in her?
I, I guess she really the only one that can answer that question. I think far as like if you mean like acceptance in the WNBA, I think she'll be fine. She'll probably be an even bigger celebrity if and when she do get out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as whether she's physically able, because you got to remember, Brittany Griner, um, I think she's like 31, 32, which, in sports years is like grandparent age.
Right.
So, everybody's not a Tom Brady. Everybody's not going to play till they 40 some years old. Most athletes, by the time they between 30 and 35, if they even last that long, 30 to 35 is kind of that threshold where it's like, all right, they at the end of their career, they about to be done. So only she can really answer that question physically, but as far as being accepted in the WNBA, I think she'll be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Miss Q, you think she'll
I
be
agree.
fine? Yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree as well. I think she'll be fine as well. Like I said, everything is going to be about Brittany and how she take care of her body. A whole lot of stuff that plays a part of that. If she take care of her body, while she's gone away for how long she's going to be gone. But with her being 32 years old, being a supreme athlete and being in shape and playing overseas and and things like that and whatnot, I think she's going to be good as well. But time will tell, and we'll definitely have to just wait and see, and we'll see how everything's going to unravel and unfold with her. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so let me look at the comments one more time before we get ready to get out of
Okay.
here. We have no more comments. Well, everybody in the comment section, we definitely appreciate you for joining the show tonight. We hope we definitely gave you our thoughts and our opinions, and we pray that you guys are entertained about the subject of the Brittany Griner verdict. So we definitely appreciate that so much. Um, Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, YouTube as well. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit that subscription button, and hit that notification bell, and tell a friend, family member, a foe know exactly where to go for some of the best content it is out here. The Brandon Coles podcast. Before we go, we're going to definitely give you the bag. The bag is this, and we're going to say this, and we're going to close it. The bag is this. Brittany Griner, our thoughts and prayers are definitely with you. We pray that you make it
Yes.
back definitely safely, and be back in the NBA, WNBA, and kicking some butt. Okay. Anybody else got anything?
That's
That's
it.
it.
All right, here we go. Until next time, you guys. This is Mr. Know-It-All with Bougie Weirdo, Miss Q, Educated Queen, and Gentleman Jamal. We will definitely see you guys Tuesday for another episode of the Burning Coals podcast. The topic we're going to be talking about is generational wealth. So we see you guys. God bless and good night. Peace.